And that, ladies and gentlemen, was the 2022 NASCAR Winston Cup Series season, as well as the 2022 NASCAR season as a whole. And C-Rad TV, said on Twitter, as I was talking to my girlfriend, who called me right after the post-race show, all that parody for 35 races, I think, and for a Logano title. Well, I understand how he feels and how most people in general feel about that, but I really didn't care who won the title, honest to God. I was going to be fine with any of the four, but anyway, so therefore, before I get into what I saw in the race, I would like to send a few messages. I want to first I'll send a shout out to Mary Strippy, who has, I'm starting to get really close with her, considering, finally met her brother Brian this year at the North Ridgeville Corn Fest when we recorded that rage here on YouTube, and, has, called me a goat, like almost half of Ridgeville as a whole. So therefore I look forward to finally meeting you eventually. And then when we do, we're going to do a TikTok on both my page and your page. So shout out to Mary Strippy. Also shout out to one of my best friends, Audrina Harden, who had a quinceañera today. So, the Rogersons, Katie and Justin, Richard Dawson lady, and Jerry Springer lady, had a little celebration for her. Someone who I met at, Supersonic Fan 113's birthday party, which was also a housewarming party because that was around the same time the Rogerses moved here to Sandy Ridge, and that's when I met Audrina and Tyler Relief. So therefore, two of my best friends from that whole family. So therefore, congratulations to Audrina on that quinceañera today. My thoughts and prayers are with the Gibbs family. Sure, most people didn't like that Ty Gibbs won last night, and the fact that most, they hate him on the track, but off the track is a different story. So for those who are wishing the same thing to happen to Ty, that, what happened to, JD in 2019, but, Coy Gibbs was a driver from my childhood in the Busch and Craftsman Truck Series, so this just goes to show you, one, I'm getting old, and two, that my past is slowly dwindling away to the point where we're reaching a new generation where my past that I'm used to living in is slowly dwindling far behind. So therefore, rest in peace to another childhood driver of mine, Coy Gibbs. And for those who don't like Ty Gibbs on the track that are wishing the same thing to happen to him, you're just plain sick. You're playing stupid at this point, to the point that, the jokes that you're making about him and his family, what happened today, is disgusting, outrageous. So I may not care for him, but, when something like that happens to a driver you don't like, whenever they have, a serious shortcoming off the track, you got to put your on-track hatred for them aside and, respect their privacy and pray for them, and do all the best you can do is be cordial about it. So, therefore, I may not care for Ty Gibbs. I don't hate him. I don't dislike him. I'm not crazy about him nor care for him, but off the track, he was nice to me at MIS in the pit lane this year. So my thoughts and prayers go to him, Coach Gibbs, that whole, Joe Gibbs Racing and the whole Gibbs family. At least Coy got to see his son win the championship before he died 24 hours later. So I'm happy, Coy got to see live one last memorable moment that, he'll take with him to heaven. Can probably tell JD about in heaven. So thoughts and prayers up to Ty Gibbs, Coach Gibbs, Joe Gibbs Racing, that whole Gibbs family. So therefore, anyway, also, last thing I'll talk about before I talk about the race. I did have an amazing dream during my beauty sleep through the first two stages, where I was in the Sandhurst house in Brook Park. The downstairs part was the design when my grandparents lived in it. The upstairs part was the design when I lived in it. So therefore, I think I woke up on the couch where my grandfather used to sleep in that basement when he lived in it with my grandmother, to 107.3 The Wave jingle playing, and then a bunch of people from Lab Rats, the younger actors and actresses. Alana Gregory came in, Kelly Berglund came in, Paris Burrell came in, Ben Stillwell came in, a bunch of people from Lab Rats, most of the younger actors. I think Jake Shore and Bradley Stephen Perry might have been there too. So therefore, when I finally got to see them, of course, when I saw Kelly, I went crazy. This was the dream I had today. That was amazing. And then a fire drill broke out. So I had my Tim Duncan on, I think one of my black ones. And therefore, a bunch of people from my old job, not Triad, but Murray Ridge, came in and said, "There's a fire. Everybody exit the house." And some of my family was there too. And I had to run to my bedroom to get my shoes. I think it was, it was, I think, summer weather conditions, but the ground was burning hot. And so, but some people evacuated into the bedrooms, including mine. I said, hurry up and get it. So, I mean, he's one of the staff members from Murray Ridge, from where I worked at before the pandemics, and even during the COVID restart, said, hurry up and grab what you need to grab if you're going outside, because there's a fire in, like a quote unquote fire, a fake fire, like, because everybody needs to get out. And I said, okay, and I finally got my shoes and ran outside. The Lab Rats actors were out there waiting for me, and we were like, talking and telling each other how much we supported each other, from fan to celebrity, and celebrity to fan. And so when someone brought up fire, I made a Juan Montoya joke, and Alana, Paris, and Kelly got a huge kick out of it and started laughing. And I was introducing my friends to, yep, this is her, the greatest actors of all time, Kelly Michelle Bergline, aka Brie Davenport, Ali Venice, and we were laughing and having a good time in the backyard of the Sandhurst house. And when the fire drill gave the all clear, we went into the basement. Me, Owana, Kelly, and Paris, and Ben Stillwell. I think Ashley Argota Torres might have been there too, with Bradley Stephen Perry and Jake Short. I think all the younger actors, not every single one of them. I know there was no Michaela Carrazzo, there was no Grace Kaufman, unfortunately, no Leanna Ramirez, but most of them were in attendance. We were like, someone found a vintage Wheel of Fortune and Jeopardy VHS individually of both shows, from 1999, that showcased all the stuff that happened from the 98-99 season, the 1999 part, 98-99, and 99-2000, all in one tape. So we inserted the video and we watched some of it. But then after the video was over, all of a sudden we got introduced to this Egyptian show or something like that. And then we were all on the old couch out from the Mama and Papa days on Sandhurst. And I said a little no joke, and it offended everybody. And we got sucked under the couch, and under the couch was a big conveyor belt where we were going through the machines, and we were like saying our fate. We were saying our goodbyes, and before we went to the little darkened hole where we got turned into mummies. So I was saying goodbye to Owana, saying goodbye to Kelly and Paris. I didn't get a chance to say goodbye to like Ben or whatever. So, or actually, or go to Torres, but eventually they went through and got turned into mummies. Then as soon as I went through and turned into a mummy, I ended up waking up. It's like, wow, that was so heartbreaking. So that was what today's dream was all about. But anyway, let's get to the racing stuff. So let's get to the racing stuff. I kind of, after that dream I described, I got my Ty Dillon shirt, my shorts, I went to the basement, turned on TV, booted up my faulty computer. I made it to the end of stage 2, where there was a bunch of pit strategy and like a fuel mileage race, like it was the end of the race as a whole. So therefore, I know Logano dominated, and there was really not much. I'm not sure if anything happened in stage 1 or 2 based on what people were telling me. I know Landon Castle and somebody else had a little bit of a spin in the first stage. Someone, say in the comments who spun with Castle. That's all I know. But then I think Logano dominated from start to finish. Obviously, he won the title, but I'll get to that in a minute. So he won stage 1 and 2. I mean, Chase Elliott came in for an unscheduled stop, but then was it an unscheduled stop or did he have to pit before everybody else? I don't know, but I knew he came in, but luckily unlapped himself, got back on the lead lap. Logano took stage 2. And, it was like a fuel mileage to the end of stage 2 with pit strategy all around. People came in and got some pits. They restarted the race, McDowell and Reddick. McDowell made a boneheaded move that took out himself and Reddick, where I thought it was a bigger wreck, but it was a lot smaller than I thought. It was just two cars. And then the next restart, Chastain, spun out Chase, but Chase came down and blocked from what I was seeing. But, of course, the toxic Chase fans are not going to believe that, considering they're going to go full-on blame the ones who don't, like the Chase fans who don't like Chastain. I gotta blame Chastain for that one because they're that fucking stupid. I mean, I'm not saying any names or anyone in particular. I'm just saying, and just generally speaking, because, that's majority of the fan base. They'll call out the fan base for being toxic, and the hell NASCAR fan base for being toxic, but yet will be toxic themselves. So that's kind of contradicting themselves, if you ask me. Considering, there was another caution. A caution came up for Alex Bowman. Yeah, again, McDowell made another boneheaded move. Hopefully Bowman's okay and didn't re-aggravate that, that concussion that he suffered at Texas. That had him to set out every single race after that until today. So therefore, the money stopped. You know how the JRM pit crews did not come to play yesterday, which lost Noah the championship. Had all kept Allgaier, marred in the back part of the front of the field last night, and got Josh Berry in the wall and completely out of contention. While Chastain's crew dropped the ball like a NASCAR Thunder 2004 pit crew in career mode or Thunder 03, and I don't know. Did Christopher Bell have a bad stop too? Some of the pit crews in the Final Four, like the Junior Motorsports last night, they didn't come to play and they kind of dropped the ball. I think Christopher Bell, I can't remember if he had a good pit stop or a bad pit stop, but I can't remember. I mean, I know the pit stop was hyped up for Bell, but I'm not sure if it was negative or positive. But then all of a sudden, I don't really remember at this point. But anyway, he worked his way up to the front. Toward the end of the green flag run, they let the race finish naturally instead of some excitement and chaos to end it. And then all of a sudden, his engine started to get sour to the point where he dropped back to 10th, and I know people were asking, including myself, were asking for cautions, so that way we can get some exciting stuff to happen. Now here, I thought Blaney was going to win. I thought this would be the first full-time season in his Winston Cup career since the rookie year in 2017 that Blaney went a whole season without winning a race. And my heart breaks for him, all of his fans out there. I thought this was his race to win, and based on the parity we got all season long, even for someone like me who doesn't watch NASCAR full-time anymore, I thought for the first time in forever we were going to get a non-chase driver win this race to go along with, someone from the Final Four finishing the best of all Final Four drivers to win the championship, where we were going to get two winners, a separate race winner to go along with the champion itself. But no, unfortunately, no, the trend continued where not only got the best finishing Final Four driver won the championship, they also won the race. And that happened to be Logano. So therefore, yeah, that's the Checker Auto Parts 500 of 2022. NASCAR is officially over with until my birthday month when we go back to Los Angeles to the Coliseum for the Budweiser shootout. So therefore, it was a really fun season. I know I wasn't watching full time like I was, on Lenore and Sanders as a kid and a teen, but, there was a lot of younger generation fans I got along with this year. A lot of, NASCAR YouTubers I enjoyed watching make race reviews like this, who provide NASCAR news. We're going to provide a NASCAR news video on Tuesday that I got all set up like Jimmy Johnson in my drafts, and that's what it's all about. Jimmy Johnson, the other 7-time champion, going to be owning this car instead of it, Ty Dillon driving. It's going to be Noah Gregson. Hopefully Black Rifle Coffee will come back, with the same scheme with sponsors Ty and Noah. Maybe it'll sponsor Ty 77 too. I don't know, but expect a video on my thoughts on that on Tuesday, considering, we got to catch up on that Casey Atwood installment of the Goldbergs tomorrow after we, go to Walmart with the work. So therefore, I'm going to get off right here, and I'm going to upload this and upload my live reaction to the finish of the 2022 Checker Auto Parts 500, where Logano won the race and his second Winston Cup championship. So have a good night tonight and a better day tomorrow. Life will give you a lot of lows, but when you hit a high, enjoy it. It ain't for the weak. Goddamn, pace yourself, bring your ass, be you. You have to try harder to do less. You can't deport a dream. Sometimes the worst things in life lead to the best things. Always bet on the side of love. You got to check yourself before you wreck yourself. Sometimes you just got to be present. You never fail until you stop trying. It never pays to worry too much about things. It's never too late to turn the day around. Another day on time, another day to shine. Sometimes you just got to flock yourself, trust your instinct, stand up for yourself, and not back down to anyone. All for one, one for all. Take care, everyone. Good night. And once again, congratulations to your 2022 NASCAR Winston Cup Series champion, Joey Logano. The 22 and 22 came true. And shout out to my girlfriend Rose Buddy, aka Rachel Applebaum, who I had to get off the phone with so I can make the video. I will call you back as soon as I upload these two videos to YouTube, and then before you know it, we're gonna knock out the night talking together, and then I'm gonna eat dinner. Change my pajamas, eat dinner, finish my Coke, watch other NASCAR YouTubers do their thing, and then get ready to go back to the drawing board tomorrow. We go to work. We go to Walmart. We go back to work tomorrow with a trip to Walmart tomorrow, and the day after another trip to Taco Bell. So see you later, everyone.